Israel claims to have attacked Hezbollah targets in Lebanon overnight and this morning, and the Palestinian media says a strike on the Nuseirat refugee camp in central Gaza killed at least 18 people. The attack comes after the UN fell short of demands for a resolution for an immediate ceasefire, prompting criticism from both Israel and Gaza. Good evening, I'm Chitrakar, and these are the headlines of the hour. Government prepares to formulate laws through ordinances if there is delay in holding Parliament session. Law Minister Gurung says local levels will be given adequate authority. Highest number of applications turned in for EPS under the Korean language test. More than 143,000 applicants turn in forms in the allotted 5 days. Japan finalizes its record $54.25 billion defense budget for the fiscal year 2024. The budget represents an increase of about 17% from the previous year's spending. And Butwal edge past Birganj 1-0 at the Nepal Super League. The result helps Lalitpur City FC advance into the playoffs before the result of its match against Kathmandu Blazers. Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba has said that the nation had been reeling under crisis. Addressing the Bagmati Province Assembly held earlier today, Congress President Deuba called on everyone to unite and work together. He said that none of the parties would be able to secure majority vote under the proportionate category and that Nepali Congress became the largest party with everyone's support. Deuba said that the party must be improved by making the cadres committed. During the program, Nepali Congress Vice President Dhanraj Gurung said that all the important bills, including the Federal Police Act, Federal Civil Service Act and the Education Bill, will be introduced through ordinance given the delay in the Parliament session. He also pointed out towards the need to improve the working ways of the party. More than 143,000 applications have been filed for language examination under the employment permit system seeking job opportunities in South Korea. More than 143,000 applications were filed within the allocated 5 days. The examinees have demanded to increase the deadline, citing issues with the system. This is the record high number of applications filed within a short period of time. The South Korean government has allocated 16,000 quotas of laborers for Nepal for the year 2024. The Ministry for Labour, Employment and Social Security has said that the examination of those who have submitted their applications by yesterday will be held by mid-March. Head of EPS office Guru Datta Subedi said that the number of applications would reach around 175,000 this year, as those who had failed to clear the exam in the first month of the ongoing fiscal year will also appear the exam this time around. South Korea has geared up to take laborers in the productive sectors, which has increased the number of applicants. The South Korean government had been taking laborers from Nepal to the country under the government initiation from the year 2008. The Ministry for Labour has said that 110,000 youths have been employed in South Korea as of now, while around 50,000 are currently working there. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has stressed on the importance of organ donation. Addressing the first National Transplant Conference organized by Human Organ Transplant Center and the Nepalese Society of Organ Transplantation today, Premier Dahal said that general public hesitate to donate organs after brain death and stressed on its importance. The Premier said that despite his pledge of providing land to the transplant center for its expansion, during his second term, the work has yet to begin. He went on to pledge that the issue will be concluded within the ongoing term. During the conference, Minister for Health Mohan Bahadur Basnet said that the quality of the health sector had not been uplifted, as the quota in the health sector had not been expanded since the Nepali fiscal year 2054. 2,200 kidney transplants and 25 liver transplants have been conducted in the country so far. Doctors say that 3,000 cases of kidney failure and 1,000 cases of liver failure are reported annually in Nepal. The government has yet to fulfill its pledge of expanding the services across the country by establishing more transplant centers. Economists have opined Nepal's foreign aid program has been run based on geopolitical dynamics. A report on evaluation of foreign aid to Nepal was published yesterday by a group of economists that includes Delhi Raj Khanal. The event was organized in the capital, which was attended by lawmaker and economist Swarnim Wagle and former Minister for Finance Yuvraj Khatiwada. They were of the opinion that Nepal is compelled to accept foreign aid to maintain relations with regional partners. Economist Delhi Raj Khanal said the country had struggled to make full use of the foreign aid it receives and called for policy reform. Economists have highlighted foreign aid that used to focus on poverty alleviation and infrastructure development have diverted in recent time and suggested to shift focus on climate change and its impacts. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse, brought to you.
Here's the question: why has the government not spent in development works despite having money in its state coffers? Your options are A, government inability, B, problem in coordination, and C, procedural complication. Voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Community schools have gradually begun incorporating information technology for conducting classes in recent time. Distance learning company My Second Teacher has been providing technical support to these schools with the objective of improving the teaching and learning process. More than 24 community schools have begun operating their classes by using IT. The use of information technology has encouraged students for attending classes regularly. Community school teachers too have said the new method has fueled students' motivation. The distance learning company My Second Teacher, in collaboration with the Curriculum Development Center, has prepared academic courses for these schools, including science and management courses for grade 11 and 12. The company had developed courses for grade 10 last year and is preparing courses for grade 9 to be implemented from the next academic calendar. Ministry of Education and locals express confidence that this method would improve the quality of education. Schools in more than 50 countries around the world use IT for teaching and learning. 15,000 students in Nepal are benefiting from IT at the moment. Time now for international update. Japan has finalized its record 7.7 trillion yen or 54.25 billion US dollar defense budget for fiscal 2024, the second consecutive year in which the country increased its defense spending by about a trillion yen from the previous year. The approved budget keeps Japan on track to boost military spending by 43 trillion yen over 5 years as it seeks to bolster defense in a complex security environment with an increasingly assertive China and unpredictable North Korea. The 2024 budget for the year starting April represents an increase of about 17% from the previous year's spending of 6.6 trillion yen. The Defense Ministry said it includes over 200 billion yen to strengthen cyber capability as well as funding to start building ballistic missile defense warships with Aegis combat system, estimating the cost per vessel at about 400 billion yen. A collapse in the yen has complicated Japan's defense build-up, forcing the government to initially reduce its defense procurement plan as the currency had lost 10% of its value against the US dollar since the spending plan was disclosed in December 2022. Czechs observed a national day of mourning today after a student gunman killed 14 people at a Prague university building on Thursday. People lit candles and laid flowers on the steps of the Charles University Faculty of Arts building where the shooting took place. Another makeshift memorial was made outside Carolinum, the university's headquarters. Charles University cancelled all lectures and events on Friday, a day after the shooting in the Central European country of 10.9 million, where over 300,000 people own guns, but mass shootings are rare. The Health Ministry said 27 people were admitted or treated at 6 Prague hospitals, many with gunshot wounds. Out of those, 12 remained in serious condition and at least one in critical condition. One of the victims had died in hospital. A plane carrying 303 Indian passengers had been grounded at an airport in northeastern France on suspicion of human trafficking. The Airbus A340 was flying from the United Arab Emirates to the Nicaraguan capital, Managua. Prosecutors say it was grounded during a technical stopover at the small Vatry airport in Marni department on Thursday after an anonymous tip-off. Several people are confined in the airport while police have sealed off. The local officials said an investigation has been launched into the conditions and purpose of the trip. They added that some of the passengers were believed to be illegal migrants. 2 passengers have been taken into custody. A statement by the Marne Prefect's office said that the passengers were allowed to remain in the aircraft at first, but later the airport's arrival lounge was transformed into a waiting area with beds. The aircraft is owned by Romanian charter company Legend Airlines. A lawyer from the firm, Liliana Bakayoko, said that it was ready to cooperate with the French authorities and hoped the plane could be on its way in the next couple of days. Rising sea levels have threatened Nigeria's coastal communities, forcing more than 80% of the population in southwestern town of Ayatoro to flee their home. Since people began to reside in Ayatoro in the 1940s, the town has become home to more than 30,000 people and thrived with fishing, textiles, and shipbuilding industries. However, the town, which was initially several kilometers away from the sea, has been gradually invaded by sea water over the past 2 decades. In April 2023, hundreds of houses were inundated amid an intense wave of water. Locals said that in recent years, seawater invasion has become increasingly common, causing widespread property loss. Many people lost their homes and jobs during the incidents, for which they had to leave Ayatoro and look for opportunities in other regions. The once prosperous town is currently left with about 5,000 residents who are concerned about rising sea levels. Before wrapping up, here's a look at the top stories once again. Government prepares to formulate laws through ordinances if there is delay in holding Parliament session. Law Minister Gurung says local levels will be given adequate authority. Highest number of applications turned in for EPS under the Korean language test. More than 143,000 applicants turned in forms in the allotted 5 days. Japan finalizes its record $54.25 billion defense budget for the fiscal year 2024. The budget represents an increase of about 17% from the previous year's spending. And Butwal edge past Birgunj 1-0 at the Nepal Super League. The result helps Lalitpur City FC advance into the playoffs before the result of its match against Kathmandu Racers, currently ongoing. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.